Okay, we've got one right on top of the other. This is episode 13, Wormquake. Wow, what a surprise. I really came into this thinking this would be filler, but this is really advancing a plot. And, spoiler, it's a two-parter. It's going to be a two-parter. Very cool. Here's a non-spoiler review. So anyway, there are earthquakes happening. Anyway, the Foot is back. The Foot is really trying to do stuff. Shredder's actually back in the game here, and they're trying to get the turtles. Yeah. But anyway, and Shredder does really want to get Splinter, so he brings in a new fighter, an assassin from Japan. And actually, at the same time, there are earthquakes in the city, and the Krang are up to something as well. The turtles discover interesting portals that they have, the turtles and April and Casey. And Splinter gets to fight too. There's a lot going on in this episode. So, yeah, but definitely, it's got a lot of great action. It's really funny. I know I sound like a broken record, but every episode of this season has been great action, great comedy, good, just all around good. I still don't like the butt cannons thing. It's still not funny. But that's only one minor complaint. There's a lot going on, and it can be a little disjointed and confusing, but not really confusing, but it just seems disjointed. But I think it manages to work in this, despite the fact that there's at least several different stories going on in one episode. They managed to kind of jam it all in and do it. And what I thought was going to be a filler episode, with a name like Wormquake, what do you expect? But really, this has been very good, and not a single lesson was learned. I'm sorry. I just don't want a lesson every episode. And see what happens when there's not one. Okay, anyway, non-spoiler review over. Time for the spoilers. So anyway, like I said, there's Karai and the Foot and Bradford are trying to lay an ambush for the turtles. They ambush them. They fight. Leo actually tries to tell Karai that she is Splinter's daughter, but he doesn't get it out. Anyway, the turtles manage to fight them off, and Leo actually asks Splinter if he should tell Karai about who she really is. Splinter says, well, maybe it'll help, maybe. But then he decides to tell the rest of the turtles. The rest of the turtles are really surprised, and yeah, also, the fight, no, they didn't manage to technically fight them off. There was an earthquake, and that scared the Foot off, actually. Anyway, there's several earthquakes in the city, and it's really strange, because and the turtles are wondering about what's going on. Anyway, I'm sorry, this is going to sound really disjointed, because there's a lot of plots happening. Shredder comes back from Japan. No sign of the regular Foot ninjas. I'm guessing they're gone permanently. No explanation there. Really, honestly, no, I don't know. The only ones who are there, Shredder comes in, Footbots bow to him, and anyway, he brings back a new assassin, Tiger Claw, who is going to be his new second-in-command. Anyway, Tiger Claw is tasked with catching Splinter, and he actually comes up with a pretty good plan. He manages to find Leo, Mikey, and Raphael, and fight them, and he manages to beat them into submission and get Splinter to come. And the cheese phone, wow, that almost seems like a throwback to the older series, and I don't know if it really is or not, but yeah, that's just really funny. I also love it how not only does Splinter say moshi moshi when he picks it up, there's also there's some Japanese. I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. I don't know. Somebody correct me, say no, that's not Japanese. But I believe so in the episode. Anyway, so when I initially started watching this episode, I thought, okay, this is going to be an episode just about the turtles. But no, they bring in April and Casey actually, who are jumping around on rooftops. I guess Casey says they're playing vigilante. I don't know if they're looking for mutants or looking for criminals or just kind of hanging out. And Casey says, oh, do you want to go on a real date? And April actually says, well, what do you call this? So they're kind of coming together. And let's lay some more love triangle stuff, because Donnie and Casey are still kind of at it like that. But also April has said stuff to Donnie and been affectionate towards him, etc., etc. And he's thinking that she's going to be coming towards him. She says she wants to kind of be with him, but she's really moving more towards Casey. And love triangle, love triangle. But yeah, well, I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for this tinderbox to blow. Either this tinderbox to blow, or for issues to be resolved. If you want to know where I stand, I'm kind of rooting for Donnie. I'm sorry. I know people are like, no, it's always Casey and April. Well, I'm rooting for Donnie. Oh, by the way, so anyway, Casey and April ambush some Krang. No, they don't ambush them. They wait till they all go in. They ambush one Krang and find a portable portal. They bring it back to the turtles' lair, and the turtles end up all going through it. And they find sort of a grand, as Donnie says, a grand central station of portals. There's portals to Dimension X, portals to other universes, even one to the 1986 show. It's funny, Donnie likes the jumpsuit that April wears back then. Anyway, so the Krang come out, and the Krang come out of one portal, and they have this big fight. The three of the turtles, Raph, Leo, and Mikey, end up back in New York. I'm forgetting quite how, but anyway, that's how they get into that whole big fight with Tiger Claw, who is really cool, actually. He uses these guns and this jetpack. Yeah, it's really cool. When do we get Bebop and Rocksteady? I don't know. Anyway, what was I going to say? Anyway, yeah, Donnie and April and Casey pretend to be captured by the Krang, and then they get taken back to New York. They attack them, and then they split off, and they find out that the Krang have taken these giant worms, these giant Dimension X worms, and have brought them to New York, where they actually harvest mutagen from them. That's where the mutagen comes from. That's really weird. And near the end, they're about to be attacked by a giant, one of the giant worms. Like I said, this episode's got cool things. It's got great plot. It's got it's advancing it. It ends on a cliffhanger. It's comedy action, slow-mo. Everything except for the butt cannons was great. I mean, this is a lot of fun. I can't wait till next week. I wonder if we'll get to see more of the 1986 universe, sort of a Turtles Forever for this show. I don't know, but I'm very excited to see what's going to happen, how this is going to turn out.